welcome back to the next part of the video where we will be showing you the compositions that we are going to be using in order to plant the dragon fruit or pitaya shoot, which already is rooted. Hopefully it has been taken off a very good plant and should be able to fruit and flower. I don't know that, okay, but we will talk about the soil composition in this video that we are going to be using. And if you guys still have not subscribed to the channel, then don't forget to do it. Okay, so you would usually see that there is a good recommendation that you are probably required to use garden soil, sand, and also perlite, right? But I did my little bit of research and I found that most of the people selling perlite, they actually are either it's not really very granular, like gritty granular, but mostly like dust mixed with granular pieces, which is not really that nice, okay, because it can have adulteration, like it can have cement mixed with it, and if it does have cement mixed with it, then most likely your plant is not going to survive, okay. So it's best that you just completely ignore using perlite if you can. If you can get good quality perlite, then sure, maybe you can use it. But I am going to skip using perlite and I'm going to be using coco peat or mulch instead, okay, because obviously I'm not doing this on a huge field and I am doing this for my own balcony, for my own rooftop garden. You would usually want to plant it on the roof or in your garden, like on the ground. So for those reasons I'm going to be using coco peat, okay. Now garden soil is well seeded. It contains a whole lot of nutrients, but too much of garden soil will actually be more prone to not letting the plant actually feel really good, because these are obviously cactus plants. They prefer a little bit of gritty, sandy mix. So I'm going to be using almost say about 40% of coco peat, which is well seeded. These both are by volume, not weight, and this is well seeded garden soil. Other than that, the rest 10% I'm going to be combining a mix of these gritty terracotta chips. This you can you don't have to buy this, so I skipped buying the hydroponic clay balls. Instead I'm using gritty terracotta pieces, which you can easily get if you don't throw away those broken terracotta pots in your garden. Yes, so just break them into these not too small, medium-sized pieces, and these are very, very good. These are extremely good and environment friendly completely, okay. And some people also use styrofoam, but those are really not a good option, so I'm not going to be using that, okay. It's also not environment friendly, okay, but these are really good, environment friendly, and it's also going to keep the soil very, very airy. All right, it's not too small and it's actually usable for a very long time, right? These are going to stay in the soil for a very long time, so it's also very economic. And you can see these are charcoal pieces, okay. Now I have heard that you can use biochar, but this is just plain charcoal, wood charcoal that we use in the barbecue. But these are not used. Like when you do some kind of a barbecue, the next thing that happens is those spice, the marinade, it drips onto the charcoal as it's and the juices, they drip onto the charcoal while it's being cooked. So it's a very bad idea to use something that you have already used in your cooking in the barbecue process. Just use plain simple charcoal, okay, and something that is fresh, that is, I mean, not used before in your barbecue. So this is fresh, does not contain any of those juices or marinades that has dripped in. This is river sand. This is very grainy river sand. Now when it comes to sand, I would like to mention that you can some people would probably buy it from a store which sells stuff for construction and stuff like cement, sands, stones, chips, and stuff like that. But if you're buying it from them, just make sure that the sand does not contain any traces of cement whatsoever. Other than that, I would also be using the seaweed fertilizer. These are grains, okay. This is not included in that 10%. We're just going to be sprinkling it. I'll be back with the entire mix after I have completed that. And till then, stay tuned. So this is going to constitute the 10%. This is extra, and this is going to be 50%, and this is 40%. So that will make the entire mix. All right. So let me be back with how I'm doing the entire pot thing. All right. So as you guys can see, I've already laid out the sand. Now I'm also using little quantity of sand. It will dry out the roots beyond expectation. Okay, and it's also going to put a whole lot of weight, which you don't want on your roof, because it puts a whole lot of weight on your building. Okay, now it's okay if you're planting it on the ground, that is different, but in my case I will be mixing it with these two, coal and brick chips, or you can also use brick chips, by the way. Yeah, and this is a mix of that terracotta chips. Okay, also has some pieces of bricks in it, the clay or the garden soil, and the cocoa peat. Okay, and it is very, very well sieved, very fluffy. All right, so let me show you the pot now. So paint drum, and the pot does not contain any holes at the bottom. Okay, it's almost 40 centimeters. If you measure it with the centimeter scale, it's almost 40 centimeters to about in length. Okay, and almost near about 30 centimeters in width. So width as in diameter. Okay, and now I am going to be also telling you one very important thing. Do not fill it up till the absolute top. Leave at least 10 centimeters from the top, just so you can water it occasionally. All right. So that is the pitaya grafted branch. Okay, it has a whole lot of roots, as you can see, and had a little bit of sand, as you can see. Okay, and it's pretty big, almost 7 to 8 inches in length, and pretty thick also. Next part of the video I will be showing you how I'm doing the entire planting process. Alright, stay tuned.